guys, I'm Anita, and today I want to actually tell you a recent book that I found that is really cute and fun, and how you could use it differently with a 3, 4, 5-year-old and then a 7, 8-year-old. And the reason why I really want to share this is I learned yesterday when I was out at one of my book signing things that somebody was like, well, how do you use this book? What age is it for? And I was like, well, it depends how you want to use it. Like if you want to read to them or if you want them to read independently, what is your goals? And so that's one of the things that I realized that like a lot of people could use help for is reusing the same materials that you have or your same fun books that you have in a new fun way. This is what teachers do all the time. They'll take a fun book that maybe a kindergarten teacher read and read it again in like second grade, but with a new purpose and a new concept to help children learn. So I'm going to just share this exciting book. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I really invite you to click on the link below and find it. It's called Do Not Wish for a Pet Ostrich. And her name is Serena. I'm not going to be able to pronounce her name correctly. Again, the link is below. And the reason why I really like this book in general is because he reminds me of similar books like Robert Much. He's one of my favorite authors. He creates these silly, fun, happy books that gets kids engaged and wanting to hear what's going to happen next. And it's kind of repetitive too. And at the very end of this book, it leaves you hanging, wanting to know what's going to happen next. And then you can find out and read her other books. One of the things that I would do if I was reading this book with a preschooler child or like toddler, kindergartner age, around that 3 to 5 age group, is I would be reading it with them. And I would start by looking at the book and I'd be like, well, do you know what an ostrich is? What kinds of things does an ostrich do? And to just talk about and compare it to maybe like a dog or a cat, because maybe they've never even have any concept of what an ostrich is. They maybe never seen one in a zoo. So that's how I would start that conversation. And actually not just with preschoolers, it's probably good to even do with 7 and 8-year-olds, just to make sure that they understand what this whole book is about. And then with the young children, what you do is you kind of point out that you're going to read from these words, and over here's the picture. So while I read the words, go ahead and take a look at the picture. And maybe even before you read the words, have a prediction and picture walk. What do you think is going to happen in this book? I see in this page that the dog is running and the ostrich is looking out the window. So what do you think is going to happen? And hopefully the children will start making silly predictions like, I think the ostrich is going to want to run too because ostriches like running. So that's how I would use an example of one page with a 3 to 5-year-old to help them understand predictions. Now with older children, you're probably going to start making those predictions from the beginning about what do you think might happen in this book? What do you think that ostriches will do that's differently than why wouldn't you want to have them as a pet? And then when you get to a page like that, instead of just focusing on the picture, you're going to focus a little bit more on the words. And especially if they're reading more independently, you're going to be like, wow, they put this words I know in big letters. Why did they do that? Or helping them notice that, hey, this word's in the color red there. Why would they do that? Why would they say jogging instead of running? And asking them questions like that to build up their vocabulary, to help them understand. And then also what I really like, what does active mean? Can you guys get up and stand and show me what active means? And then you could even add in that those are verbs. Because the thing is that when you get to 2nd and 3rd grade kids, you need to start teaching them what verbs are. So that's another way that you could use this book is to say, let's list out all the verbs we know that an ostrich can do. And do that before the book, do that during the book, do that at the end. So for example, an ostrich eats, an ostrich runs, an ostrich sleeps. And then you can compare and contrast those to other pets. But then maybe you might want to be like, well, a cat runs, and an ostrich runs, but how do they run differently? And then you're introducing adverbs because honestly, when they get to 2nd and 3rd grade, you want them to start writing and start describing things, explaining why and what they know. And so adverbs, even if they don't label it as an adverb, that's the vocabulary you want to build. Well, how does an ostrich run differently than a cat or a dog? Do they run swiftly? Do they run fast? Do they run quickly? Do they run slowly? Making sure you really build on those words so that they're not just saying an ostrich runs. So these are just 2 really basic examples on how I would use this fun, silly book in preschool classrooms or in 1st and 2nd or even 3rd grade classrooms. Do not give up your old loved books. Repurpose them, reuse them, reintroduce them. Just add new fun learning concepts within them so that the kids can keep having fun with the same old great things so they're not old anymore. If you really like this book, again, don't forget to check the link below and help support this YouTube channel by clicking that like and subscribe button or share it with others. Again, you can find me at kidsmoveandlearn.com or you can check us out on Instagram. Thanks everyone. Bye.